And what the scripture says is, I will make him a helper fit for him. I will make him a helper fit for him. And in the middle of page 2, you have a breakdown of what that means. You see where it says the Benson commentary? So check out when God, this is God speaking, right? So when God is saying, I will make him a helper fit for him, what this means is right here. And can somebody read that out loud? You see that on the bottom of page 2? Do you have it? So when God is saying that, this is what he's saying. I'm making a mirror image of man who's going to complete, who's going to help, who's going to, work with in times of trouble, in times of distress, who basically is going to hold him accountable to grow. That's exactly what that word means, and that's kind of the breakdown. So this beautiful, amazing gift from God is created in every way to be my helper. God purposed that. I don't know if we catch the depth of that. Like, your spouse, God is not a mistake. Like, when God created your wife, gentlemen, ladies, when God created your husband, there is something that when he made it such that this person is going to help you grow. This person is your direct counterpart. Not your boy, not your girlfriends, not your homies. This person right here. There is a depth to that I don't even know how to unpack. But when you think about what that means, in every way, this is your helper. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about just the thought of that? Because can we keep it real? It doesn't look like that. What we see in marriages today, what we see in church today, it doesn't look like that. Am I right, or am I bugging out?
You're right.
So what do you guys think about that? I think it's the most beautiful thing ever. It's tough, and we'll talk about why and all that in a second, but I think that is such an amazing concept, that God would create the woman, right? The opposite sex, but yet the perfect person to help you grow. Because that's what a helper is going to do. If I'm going to help you do something, it's to help you grow. It's to help you benefit. It's to help you get ahead. It's to help you achieve. It's to help you conquer. It's to help you. There's something so powerful about that. He could have made a couple other dudes and say, yo, these are going to be your accountability partners, or these are going to be your helpers, right? Or a couple other girls and say, these are going to be your shopping partners. These are going to be your, Coach bag girls, or whatever it is, right? He didn't do that. He made man and he made woman. And he said, this is your accountability partner. Let's define accountability. That's because now this person in every way is supposed to be a helper. So they got to help you. They got to help you do what? They got to help you be accountable to your life. They got to help you grow. They got to help you do all these things. So let's define what accountability is, and look at it and kind of look at what it does. Let's break down accountability. So in its simplest definition, this is the bottom of page 2. Accountability is a system of checks and balances. A system of checks and balances that you put in place to help you in your walk with God. To help you in your walk with God. And on the top of page 3, it says, I put this kind of furthering the definition. There's checks and balances to help you, that you put in place to help you in your walk with God. It says, true accountability involves letting another person into the deepest parts of your life, right? In this case, that other person is your spouse, right? In desiring to be held accountable, you choose to submit to another human being or to your spouse for perspective, advice, or even to be taken to task on something. That's the total definition of accountability. In other words, you're choosing, right? It's these checks and balances, it's these things that you put. You're choosing to let this person into your life, right? For perspective, for advice, basically everything you don't want to let people into your life for, right? Or even to be taken to task, right? To be checked on something, basically. You said you're going to do this, okay, do it. You said you're going to get this done, okay, get it done. That's true accountability. That's what you're doing when you're being accountable. So companionship, right, is the desire to be in relationship. That's what we talked about the first principle. Accountability is the process where the relationship grows. When you enter into a relationship and you have accountability as the foundation, as a principle, as a foundational principle, what you're doing is saying, I want this relationship to grow. And the only way it's going to grow is by you helping me. And the only way you're going to help me is what? By holding me accountable. By mutual accountability. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. We don't like to hear that though, right? It's bad. But God, in His infinite genius, He gives us a helper. He wouldn't give us a helper if He didn't think we needed help. Now, mind you, again, and I've said this before, that all this is happening before sin enters the world. All this is happening before we are jacked up. We had it good at that point. We were all right at that point. And God, in His infinite wisdom, because God is a genius, understood that, you know what? Something's going to happen soon. God understands that we can't do it alone. Right? Like you were saying, brother. God understands that it's not about us, that we're not an island unto ourselves, although many of us think that we are, right? God understands that because of sin, we're going to be all jacked up in different areas of our life, so we need to grow. And there's nothing more beautiful when a marriage can be in harmony and hold each other accountable to the point where they're actually helping each other grow instead of beating each other down. Because our understanding of accountability, unfortunately, for the most part, is tell me about your sin and then let me tell you about yourself. Right? Or am I wrong?
You're right.
Because you guys are looking at me like, I don't even like what you're saying, right? So that's not what accountability is. And we're going to look at how accountability can help us grow in our marriage. So we're going to look at 3 areas, and this is on page 3, of help in our lives and our walk with God. How can accountability help us? Number 1, accountability.